Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a video that I've been wanting to do and that I know a lot of people have not necessarily, let's say, asked for on my particular channel, but I've seen in comment sections of other videos, especially like pen reviews, where people would ask, the long-term use or the long-term review of pens, right? And especially like these budget style pens and something that, they want to know, like, can you use these pens for an extended period of time? And to answer that question, yes. So today I'm reviewing my Twsbi Eco in transparent blue, and I want to say I've had this pen for like 2 years, maybe. I have to look exactly see when I bought this pen, but I've had this pen. I think I've had this pen longer than I've lived in this house, and we lived in it. We moved into this house in November of 2019. I think I bought this pen like before that, because I think I might have signed some documents on. I have to look back in my Google Photos and see, or I have to look back at the date on Goulet pens or when I bought this pen. But I think I've had this pen longer than I've lived in this house. Hold on, I'll tell you the exact day I bought this pen. So I bought this pen April 3rd, 2019 with a sample of the Diamond Red Dragon ink. So as of today, as of filming this, today is May 17, 2022. So an actual long-term review. I've used this pen, I think I filled it up like 3 or 4 times with this exact same ink. It's never had any ink other than this in it. I filled it with this ink every single time. I actually bought a bottle shortly after that because I like the ink so much. And I've only ever used this ink in this pen. And that's just like a trait of mine, to where like I don't usually change ink colors too much. So if I put an ink in a pen, then that's the ink that I'm probably going to use with that pen. I have different inks. Like I have the Red Dragon, I have Oxford Blue, I have a Pilot Green, I have a Monteverde Brown. It's all like Monteverde Brown Sugar. I got a Parker Quink. It's black. So I have a black ink. I think that's all that I have for now. And then I have like in the other Monteverde Innovas, it came with black ink. So I have the respective inks that came with those pens in those pens. And so I don't really switch inks like that. Like I don't really take apart my pens like that. I've had a bad experience with taking apart pens. It might have been the pen too, because it was a Genhao. I think it was an X750. It was a cheap pen. Anybody who knows that those Genhao pens are cheap pens, and they're not really good quality pens. So like the finish rubbed off of it, the converter broke. It just started spilling ink everywhere. The feed was just a disgusting pen. So I threw the pen away. Like I didn't even keep it. Like the section fell apart, and it was just too much. Like, so I just threw the pen away. I think the pen was like, it was a couple dollars too, so it wasn't even an expensive pen. So I wasn't upset about it. But that was my first pen. Then I had a Monteverde Monza, I think that's what it was. So it was the clear one. And I would be taking that pen apart, take the section off, the converter, the feeds, the nib, just take it all apart, and that pen just started to mess up, and it broke. It cracked the barrel of it. Like this section here, yeah, I think it's the barrel. It broke. I had a crack in it. The cap had cracks in it. It was just not I personally did not like that particular pen, and it didn't last long for me either. So that pen is gone. But when I got this one, and I think that was the reason why I bought this pen too, because I just got extremely frustrated with like those other two. And I've used this pen. I filled up an entire notebook with just ink with this pen here. I have it, but I'm not gonna show it. That was the first. I think I filled up the first Moleskine I had with this pen. the one that I did a review, the Moleskine journal, that I was very unhappy with the paper about. And I've carried this pen. I recently just got a pen case as well, and I'll show you this. I got it off Amazon. It's not an expensive one. It's not like a crazy one. Some reviews will come later on all of these pens too. But it's not a crazy expensive one, but it holds 12, and I recently just put all of my pens in that particular case, and I've been carrying that case in my backpack. But other than that, other than like recently, I've been carrying this pen just in my bag, in my pocket, in my shirt pocket, in my hand, just carrying the pen. So if you, I don't know if you can really tell on here, but I'll try to get like a highlight of it. But it's scratched up. It's well used. It's not clean. It has ink in the cap. You know, the nib is a well used nib. So it's a very well used pen, right? The barrel has scratches on it. I don't know if you can really see that right there, but like it's been scratched up. And I use it. I use my pens, but this is the one that I've used the most. And after 2 years, I have no cracks in it. Nothing's broken on the pen. It writes perfectly still. The piston mechanism still works. Like I said, I've refilled this pen at least I filled it at least 3 times. These hold a lot of ink, and I can fill up an entire notebook with about all of this. So, and then I use it for notes. I think I filled it more than that, but I in recent memory, I can remember like within like the last like year of filling this up like 3 times, right? So I probably filled it more times than that. But I use these pens, and that's what they are for. And I've had no issues with it. It's not as pretty as this one, which is brand new out of the box. It's not as shiny as you can tell. But I use this pen. I use this pen a lot. I'm gonna start using this one a lot too. But as far as like having them for a long time, these pens last. I know there are people who are saying Twsbi pens crack. I think it's user error. I think if you take them apart a lot, then you risk cracking them even more. I've never taken this pen apart. I've never had to reapply silicone. I've never had to do anything other than fill it with ink, write with it until it's dry, literally, refill it with ink again. That's it. And that was the biggest thing with me with buying pens or buying anything, is because I just want it to work. And that's like a huge thing for me, is I just want stuff to work, because I carry them. I do take care of them, but I don't like throw them around, and I don't like bash them. I don't constantly take them apart. I don't try to Frankenstein pen. I just want them to work. So when I grab it, I want it to write every single time, and I want it to write like it's the first time every time. And this pen does that. It's perfect. It works. And for the price that I paid, you can't really beat that. I know there are some more expensive pens that don't do that on a consistent basis, and that would be super frustrating to me. But as far as a long-term review, this, like I said, I bought this pen April 3rd, 2019, according to my order form, and today is May 17th, 2022 as of filming this, and I still use this pen to this day. It works. It's perfect, and it'll probably last you a lifetime. But we'll do another longer-term review of this, and I'll let you guys know. Thank y'all for watching. Stay tuned to the channel. I have a lot of things coming. I promise. I'm not going to leave y'all hanging like I did for the last couple months. Appreciate you all. Have a nice day.